John Mayer's right hand technique. Now I've made a video named Crossroads where I do a lot of my right hand work, but you can't see my right hand. A lot of the comments said show us the right hand. So here's the video explaining that right hand technique. For those of you that haven't seen the video, cue the music just to see what it's going to be about. So John Mayer uses a lot of fingerstyle. So you get to play around with your thumb and your pointy and middle finger, right? And I very rarely use this finger. Now, good thing is about me is I only play with my hands. I don't use a pick at all. So I do have a lot of information to teach you guys about right hand. Now I do have long hands and long fingers.
Look at those hands. Are they small hands?
So it's easy for me to get around the fretboard rather than a person with the smaller hands. But everything is possible if you work. You can stretch your hand and you can do everything. But this has nothing to do with right hand because everything's right here. So smaller hand you have here is the better for the technique. It is hard for me to do it, but so there's a video of John Mayer actually explaining this, and he says he works through his thumb and pointy finger.
I sort of almost just work between my thumb and my, my forefinger. So when you go,
so it'd be like, right? And I'll show you guys everything here on the guitar. So here's my right hand. Now John plays through these two fingers here, right? So you go, right? You can see I'm using like this, picking the strings. And when I go down, so that's what he would do. But what I do, I've been playing with my hands for all of my life. I never use a pick. So even when I strum, I go. Right? So that's how I use it. I use my nails. I spank on it a little bit and get that. And in the beginning I used to damage my nails a little bit. Now not so much. I think I've built some kind of adamantium nails. You know what it is. Shout out to Wolverine. There's two ways that I use my fingers. The first is just the way I showed you here. So it's a little bit strummy. And what I do is I just literally go up and down and click my nails, and with my left hand, which I'm not going to be showing right now, I just palm mute all the other notes. So that's exactly what I do. And then click notes. Right? Just John does not do this, right? This is just what I do because I don't use a pick in my playing. So if you're the type of player that doesn't use a pick as well, this is an alternative for you to do this, to get that strummy, funky sound. Now, the song that is played in the demonstration video is called Crossroads. So it goes like this, right? Right, so what am I doing here? I'm hitting the A bass with my thumb, right here, and I'm plucking the two strings with these two fingers. By the way, if you want to learn the full song, what I'm doing here, I have another video, you can go check it out. I'm explaining everything except the right hand. So I hit the bass with my thumb, and then I pluck the two fingers, right? Now here's the trick. When you pluck the two, we're doing this, right? But if you want to do it faster, you don't have time to click it 3 times like this, like a trigger. So I click, and then I kind of spank on it. You know what I mean? I click, look. You see what I'm doing? So I spank with my nails on an upbeat. And that gives me an extra time to figure out what am I going to do next. Now when it comes to, so that you can do this with anything, right? If you can use 3 fingers, thumb, just these 3 fingers plucking the 3 notes that you want to use, and you work with the first bass. So I work like this: bass, strings, bass, strings, bass, string. Now let's get into the solo territory. So the way I do it, now John says he uses only his thumb and his pointer finger. I do use my middle finger as well, and very rarely I use my ring finger. So when I solo, right, let's say, so you see my left hand, I'm in E. So I start with the thumb on the bassy notes, and as soon as I hit the string, right, it's comfortable to start using that pointy finger. So we're going, and then on the last 2 I go with my middle. But when I work my way up, I start with the middle, and then I go with my thumb, and then I work through with my thumb. And so on the way up, because it's the dynamics are changed, I work through with my thumb and my pointer finger. But on a down scale, I start with my thumb on the first 2 notes, and then pointer finger on the other 2, and then middle on the last. But on a way up, it's easier to work through the 2 fingers here, to just go pa 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 pa, like that. So that's the demonstration. Now, what else you want to add to that right hand technique is that slap, right? You get that. So we're going thumb, these 2, thumb, these 2, right? It's gonna be a short one, guys. I just wanted to let you know the right hand and how I do it and how I think John does it. I hope you enjoy it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our Patreon if you want to support this page and help us make more videos. And see you guys next time. Love you. Beep.